Hello, welcome back to the Football Corner. Welcome back to Saad's Football Corner. Sorry, welcome back to the Saad's Football
Re-
Corner. Welcome
Come
back
on,
to another
Saad.
live
The
stream, brother.
rebranding has happened, bro.
Bro, listen, man, I can't lie. It keeps on. Sometimes it comes back into my head, man. But listen, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another live stream, another show, another video on the channel. Big ups to everybody that is watching nice and early. Big ups to everybody who's watching on the replay. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. If you haven't already, make sure to get it done for us, people. We are here today to do Saad X Ash. You already know Saad and Ash. It's the weekly show that everybody loves. Everybody's getting used to now. And listen, we are here to discuss a number of topics. We are going to be talking about the Euros. Of course, at the moment it's Euro fever with the Euros happening. Uh, you know, none of us got the final correct. I can just say that now. But none of us predicted this final. But we're going to be speaking about the predictions for the final. We're also going to be speaking about the Euros and both teams' journeys to the final, obviously. We're going to speak about Palhinha to Bayern Munich, discussing that move, discussing a very, very big and very good move, to be honest. In the grand scheme of things, they've been chasing him for a while. We are also going to be discussing Tavares to Lazio, Zirkzee, and the Ligt United. And we are going to be speaking just a bit about Albert Sambi Lakonga, who has been rumored to be traveling to Sevilla to complete his loan to them with an obligation to buy. So, guys, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel. Ash, how you doing, my brother? You good?
I'm good. I'm good, my brother. It's all good. It's been a decent week of football. Um, Personally, it's all nice. I'm actually off today and tomorrow, so it's been
Mm.
relaxing these 2 days.
You know
Looking
what? I
forward to
was
the
as
big
well.
games, man.
I was
Ah,
off today and tomorrow. I'm off
nice.
today and tomorrow. It's hella weird. It's hella weird.
Damn,
But
what a coincidence.
yeah, no, I'm off as well, man. So it's been brilliant, man. I can't lie. It's been brilliant to just sit here, what I mean, talk football, and watch everything just happen. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, man. I think we should just start off with the main thing that we were going to speak about anyway, which is the Euros.
Yeah.
Ended off, the final is going to be Spain versus England. Now, I want you to discuss to me. I want you to speak about Spain first. Let's go to Spain first because obviously
Mhm.
the whole news is around England. So let's just speak about Spain for a second. What's your thoughts on Spain, man, leading up to this Euros and getting to the final, their road to the final, I should say.
Yeah, look, I mean, honestly, for me, it's not surprising. I know I had France tipping them over. I just thought the experience would be a bit much for Spain, which clearly it wasn't. But my pre-tournament predictions had Spain in the finals. It's just that it had France at the other side of the bracket because I thought they'll top the group, and I thought
Mm,
Spain France would be the finals. So I did rate their team quite highly, especially with the fact that they were playing typical wingers like Yamal and Nico Williams. I love their midfield. People I think seriously underrate Fabian Ruiz just because he plays in PSG and I think it was at Napoli before that, but he's actually a fantastic midfielder. They have a very very good team. I was just a bit iffy about their defense because when I saw they had like they were playing Laporte and Lenormand. Obviously, and they took Nacho.
mm,
That kind of that centre back partnership just didn't move me. Carvajal obviously is an amazing right back. I mean, serial winner at Real Madrid, so I thought that would help them. And the left back situation as well for me was a bit weird because I never saw Kukurea starting for them, and obviously he's been playing really well to be honest this
mm,
tournament. So I was a bit iffy about them defensively, but I thought their attack and midfield would cover a lot of things up, and they have, to be fair. And actually, to give credit to the defenders, even they have done an amazing job. I don't know how many goals they've conceded all tournament, maybe two, if I'm not wrong, or three max.
yes. I think it was maybe
I
two or
think three
three.
because they conceded against France, they conceded against Georgia, and I think that's pretty much it actually. Because I don't think they concede. And they conceded against Germany. Yeah, so that's three goals. But look, they've done amazing, and the best part about for Spain is that they have faced difficult teams coming to the finals. They have faced an incredibly attacking team like Germany that in the group stage had the most chances created, and they
Mm,
have faced a super strong defense in France with all the individuals they have, and obviously they were favorites before before the tournament started. France were many people's favorites with Mbappe
Mm,
and co. So they have faced like different strong teams and different styles of football, which is why I think like they're a lot more ready, in my opinion, for this final than England, that we'll speak about in a minute.
yeah.
Uh, and as I said, I just look at their team and it's incredible. By the way, I thought when they lost Pedri, it's going to be a massive hit. Danny
Mm,
Olmo has come in, and I'll argue that he's probably done better. He's been an incredible addition. I mean, obviously, he always comes off the bench and plays really well. And even when he was starting for them in the World Cup or the Euros as well, before that, he was doing really well. But he's taken on that role, played attacking mid role. He's been
mm,
fantastic. He's got 3 goals already. So,
yeah.
yeah, man, they're an amazing team. And the dangerous thing about Spain is that their team is young, which means this team can go on in the World Cup. They can go on for the Euros after. They can play together for at least 3 more tournaments.
Hmm. Yeah. Listen, I completely agree with a lot of what you said there, man. Listen, Spain, they can hurt you in different ways. They can keep the ball and keep possession if they want to. Surprisingly, I think one game is where they kept possession of the
Every other
ball.
game
Man
was less.
had
Yeah, yeah.
every other game they gave possession. They just gave it away to the other team and then just worked on the counter attack. But they've shown that they can do both. They can eat from both sides. They can keep possession and suffocate you, or the other hand, which is their preferred option, which is they can just hit you on the counter. They'll give you position, but they'll hit you on the counter. And when they counter, it's very dangerous. They got players like Nico Williams running behind. They got players like Lamine Yamal running in behind as well. Like, bro, listen, I think this Spain team is gonna be one of the biggest tests we're gonna see for a while.
Yeah.
Well, throughout this whole competition, I think this is gonna be England's biggest test, and I think this, if we're talking about who deserves it the most, I think Spain deserve it the most, because um because of like how they've played, bro. But we know finals don't always work out that way. Finals don't always go to the best team, the team that plays the best football. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't happen. On the day, it's the team that's best on that day. So this is the thing for me. Spain, obviously, players like Yamal, players like Nico Williams, who have been stars throughout this. Alvaro Morata, a guy couldn't hit a barn door to save his life, let alone to score a goal in the Euros. At this point, I don't even get gassed when he's in front of goal, because I know it's gonna miss, or it's gonna be. Do you know what I mean? It's pretty much like freaking Hassan with Nunes, bro. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't even celebrate or get excited that he could possibly score, bro, anymore, because it's just, he knows it's never gonna happen. But yeah, listen, for me, I look at this Spain team and I think they're tremendous. They're brilliant. They can hit you from any side of it. They can play any type of way against you and win. And I think they're so dangerous, so dangerous. But getting onto the other side of the coin and the other side of the tie, England make it to the finals. Now, just to give some context, guys, when me and Ash done our on the stream, me and Ash sat down and we done our road from the round of 16 road to the final. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now me and Ash both dropped clangers, bro, because we got the finalists wrong completely. But actually, technically, Ash got one of them right on his first draw,
Yeah.
on his first
Spain.
actual prediction. Yeah, he got Spain in the final, but obviously, um, England end up winning those games. I thought they would have gone out against Slovakia. Ash was like, "Nah, nah, there's no way."
Mm.
Then went to Switzerland, and me and Ash were agreed. Okay, that's it. Switzerland, it's done here. That's the end of the road for England. They get
Yeah.
past Switzerland on penalties. By the way, with an amazing goal by Bukayo Saka, bottom
Mm.
left corner, as easy as you like, sweet as pie. Do you know what I
And
mean?
fantastic penalties.
Yeah, and then brilliant penalties. And then they come up against the Netherlands, and we're like, surely the Netherlands just look way more organized. They look better than England. They look more dangerous than England. Surely England must be out here, but England managed to make it through and beat them 2-1 with a last minute goal from the main man himself, Ollie Watkins, bro. Out of nowhere, bro. Out of nowhere. But listen, I want to, before we speak about England, I want to get your thoughts on the game yesterday. And I
Hmm.
also want to get your thoughts on certain points. We need to speak the penalty, whether it was a penalty or it wasn't. We also
Hmm.
need to speak about the performance from certain players. So give me your thoughts on England yesterday, and then we'll speak about them
Yeah.
as a whole.
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously we didn't do the show last week because the games were going on at the time. But
Yeah,
if we did, I would have definitely predicted like England going to the finals. Not because I had belief in England. I actually didn't. I wouldn't have been shocked if they got knocked out. It's just that I didn't have faith in Netherlands. Um, I know they have done really well against who did they beat before that? Romania, I think. They smashed them 3-0. They also played well against Turkey and obviously won 2-1. Um, but I don't know. I just once England got past Switzerland, I just felt like they should be able to get past Netherlands as well. And I think from an English perspective, you should like the way that game went because the fact that you guys conceded early, right, with the Xavi Simmons banger, sometimes that kind of deflates the energy. Sometimes it makes, and especially when you're playing against a decent team with quality players, right? Because I think it's safe to say that of all the teams England has played in this tournament, probably Netherlands offers the most threat from an attacking perspective, just because of the quality of players they have. It didn't help, obviously, that Depay, who's one of their best attackers, got injured quite early. Um, which obviously made things a lot more difficult for Netherlands, especially when they were going up front. I don't think Wout Weghorst offered much for them. But yeah, England reacted well. They reacted really well. They um, controlled most of the ball. They obviously had chances. I think some players probably could have stepped up a bit more. And it is frustrating to see an English team that's so talented always wait to react, wait to react, wait to react versus be proactive in the way they start the game. And I know Phil Foden
yeah,
came, I think, a week ago or something and said, it's unfortunate because the coach actually tells us in training to go press, and it's something that we need to do a lot better and follow his instructions. So maybe he's just protecting Southgate. I'm not sure. Or maybe Southgate is giving those instructions, but he just doesn't know how to get the message across to his team. But yeah, I think this was the most impressive game for me from an England perspective. And the moment they equalized, I genuinely didn't think Netherlands were going to come back. Yes, they had some chances. They had Van Dijk chance, and I think they had one or two chances where I think Pickford had to pull up a save, but I still felt England were a better team. Harry Kane. I also think, by the way, Gareth Southgate was like fantastic with some of his substitutions and the way he set up his team because
Oh, I think Ash is gone. I'm not sure if that's me. I'm not sure. Oh no, it's not me. Okay, I didn't know if it was me that
oh,
lagged out.
can you?
Now you're back. You're back. You're back.
Yeah, I think there was some connection issue. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Yeah, I was just saying, look, I like the fact that Southgate had the cojones to take off his captain, Harry Kane, right? Like
Mm,
that's not an easy decision to make, especially when you're not even when you it looks like you're going to extra time. When you're going to extra time, you probably want your captain to play, especially if it does end up going to penalties. You want your best and your main penalty taker to be in the game. He took him off, saw he was having a horrendous game, and he could have brought on Ivan Toney, who assisted the winner against Slovakia, right? But he didn't.
mm.
He brought on Ollie Watkins because he saw Ollie Watkins would work better in this kind of game. Obviously, brought on Cole Palmer, and the way he set up Foden, because everyone was like, "How will you have Bellingham and Foden play together?" And he's actually made it work. He's made Bellingham play a lot more on the left, which suits his stronger foot. He's made Foden take control of the center. I thought Foden was having a decent game. He had two good shots in the first half. That I think one hit the post and the other was saved by Verbruggen, the keeper. And when he saw that Foden was running out of gas or not offering much in the second half, he took him off and brought in Cole Palmer in the exact same role. He didn't take Saka and play him as a left back or left wing back and switch everything up. He actually kept Saka on the right, sorry, and just brought in Cole Palmer to play as like a between a right winger and an attacking midfielder, and that obviously helped. He's the one who gave the assist to Ollie Watkins. So I think Southgate got that spot on. But yeah, look, it was a difficult test. They've gone through. You asked me about the penalty. I think it is a penalty because I don't believe in this soft crap. For me, if it's a foul or not, soft or not, it doesn't really matter. If it's a foul, it's a foul. It doesn't matter how soft it is because sometimes something could be soft, but it could impede the player from making a run or shooting or tapping in a simple finish. Now, in this scenario, I don't think Dumfries touching Harry Kane affected his shot because Harry Kane had already done the motion to the volley to shoot the ball and it clearly was going high. He just mishit his shot. Um, Regardless, when Dumfries puts his studs up that high, you're always risking giving something away. And in this scenario, there was contact. And look, Harry Kane has been, I don't want to say he's been known for diving, but he's had incidents of diving in the past. So maybe this could be him overreacting and trying to sell it. But anyone who's played football knows, like, it doesn't matter how soft it looks. If you're shooting at full power or at semi power and you connect with someone's studs, it can hurt. It doesn't matter how soft it might be, especially when you're in that kind of motion. So for me personally, it is a penalty because there was contact. And you could tell also from Dumfries' face that he seemed like, it's like, oh, should I screwed up?
He knew.
He knew it. Yeah, exactly. And when you see a player like that, you know that from inside, from his mind, he's like, yeah, I made a big mistake. And he didn't want to appeal it as much. So yeah, for me, it was definitely a pen. By the way, I just want to touch on one last thing because I saw this online and I don't know, I find club tribalism in international tournaments super annoying, even if it's coming from an Arsenal fan.
Hold on. I know the clip. So I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna share it so we can all watch it. Don't worry, I got the clip. I got the clip up.
But I don't know if you know what I'm going to talk about next.
I think
the Rice thing.
Wait, who did somebody say anything about Rice or?
Yeah, because Rice was at fault for the first goal. Xavi Simons, he got the ball off Rice in England's defensive third, and then he went on to score. Oh, maybe you're talking about the Saka right winger thing.
No, this is what I'm talking about.
Oh, and yeah, I'm curious now.
This is what I'm talking about. I wanted to get your thoughts. And I might as well just let me just try and let me just zoom in. There we go. Can I just okay. I'm just gonna do that. Okay. This is from
say
yesterday.
something, Terry.
Can I say something?
An unpopular opinion here. In my opinion, I would start Conor Gallagher in the final over Kobe Mainoo.
Excuse me?
Are you
mad? So obviously
Yeah,
you could see my.
Yeah, what the hell? What the hell was that, bro? What the hell was? Oh my! I didn't even see this. I usually watch the football terrace after the games, but yo, that's insane because Kobe Mainoo was cooking in that first half. He did kind of fade off a bit in the second half, but that first half he was absolutely balling. He was one of the best on the pitch. So yeah, that's insane. That's insane. I always like to do devil's advocate in this case, so I'm gonna try and get in his head and think maybe he's referring to Conor Gallagher because he's like, Spain is incredible in the midfield. They're gonna keep possession. You need a workhorse to like match their energy and get the ball off them. But bro, even then, Gallagher's not the answer. Like, especially if it's over Kobe Mainoo. I don't understand that. I genuinely don't. I think it's an absolute howler. And based on the reaction of everyone else, I'm assuming they kind of let him know it was a howler. But yeah, that's crazy. No, but I wasn't even referring to this, to be honest. I was referring to because someone tweeted, I think an Arsenal fan tweeted about the Rice thing, because Rice obviously made a mistake for the first goal. He had the ball in England's defensive third, lost it to Xavi Simons, got bullied off the ball, goes and scores. Obviously, Xavi Simons goes and scores a banger. And then the tweet was, oh, look at this video. Actually, Xavi Simons fouled Rice. But and he's trying to obviously protect Rice. And I'm like, that's such a stupid argument because, first of all, there wasn't any foul. It was simple, normal contact. There was nothing wrong with it. They were like, oh, the foot of Xavi Simons hit Declan Rice's knee. It was very minimal contact. It was the side of Xavi Simons' boot, right? And you know how you can know it's definitely not a foul. Not a single English player appealed. That's one. Rice himself, who got dispossessed, started sprinting behind Xavi Simons immediately. Didn't raise his hand up for a foul or anything. And as soon as Xavi Simons scored, what does Rice do? He takes his jersey and puts it over his head in shame. You think if it's a foul, he wouldn't try and appeal to the ref because now VAR exists, right? So people can always go back. The ref can always go back and review it if it really is there. And have a look. like people need to get this stupid tribalism out when they're watching the international
Yeah,
football.
I listen, Ash. I couldn't agree more, mate. Listen, I even yesterday on Lahwa, I went on there and I said it myself, bro. Like Rice, for the player that he is, the level that Rice is, he shouldn't be
Mm.
making that mistake. He should
Yeah.
not be making that mistake, especially against a player like Xavi Simons, who is a he's tiny, bro. He's tiny, man. Like
Mm. Yes.
he's an attacker. He's like a short attacker. You know what I mean? So he's not big in stature. It's not like you're coming up against Wout Weghorst and he's just bodied you off the ball. That I can understand.
Mm.
This is Xavi Simons, bro. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Somebody who's
Yeah.
not known for their physicality, known for their quick feet. That's it.
Mm.
So listen, I just think Rice has made a very he's made a mistake there. If I'm being honest, he's made a mistake there, and it's one at this level. At this level, those small mistakes, those minor mistakes, they mean everything because they can kill the game off just like that.
Mm.
Luckily
Mm.
for us, like you said, England still managed to go on. England managed to get better, even though we
Mm.
conceded, which is something that is always good to look at. Do you know what I mean? It's always
Yeah.
good to look at that and see that your team can come out, even when they concede, they still go and fight at it. And funny enough, because I was talking to my personal friend groups, um, and I was speaking about the whole situation with England, and obviously we were discussing what Matt said in regards to like Mainu and Gallagher and all of that.
Mm.
Um, and one of my friends came in and said something very funny. He was like, "In my head, I'm thinking we should concede in the first minute just so we can have a good game." Now he then um followed that up by saying, "Go and look at all the competitions and look at what happens when we concede. Go look at what happens to England when they concede. All of a sudden, England becomes good. All of a sudden, England knows how to attack this and that. Like it's actually crazy if you look at it and you look when they
Mm.
concede. I think apart from one game, um, actually no, I think most of the games we've scored. All of the games we've scored. If you look through them, I don't think there was a game that we lost, or did we lose one against? Actually, did we lose against Slovenia?
A game where you conceded first.
Yeah, did we lose
No,
against
Slovenia was a
Slovenia?
draw. Slovenia was a draw. Slovenia was a draw. Um, a game.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
but
don't think
you
we lost.
conceded first again. You did. You lost to France. Tuameni scored a banger, and they went on
No,
to
no, no,
win.
but I'm talking about in this competition. In this
Yeah, and
competition,
this competition, no, of
yeah.
course not, because you haven't conceded a
So,
lot of goals in the first place, to be honest.
so I'm thinking, bro. You know what I mean? That might be a shout, bro. That might be a shout. Just
Nah.
concede first time. Let them have a goal. You know what I mean? Score an own
Let me
goal
tell
and
you
just
why that
fucking go
won't apply,
crazy.
bro. The reason why it won't apply is because I don't like talking about luck of the draw that much. England has had luck of the draw, though, right?
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
Um, the facts are, yes, you have to play who's in front of you, obviously. And had England finished second, like they would have gone on a much tougher draw. So they needed to do what they needed to do, which is top the group and obviously have the easier run.
Mm.
I think if England did finish second, though, which could have happened because when they drew to Slovenia, Denmark just needed to win their own game against I can't even remember, Serbia. And if they
Serbia.
did, Denmark would have topped the group, and England would have now had to play Germany next. And if they beat Germany, they would have had to play Spain next. And if they beat Spain, they would have had to play France after. And I don't think England would have survived that side, in my opinion.
Yeah, no,
Especially if
I
you
don't
finish
think they
second.
would have.
Yeah, especially if you finish second in the group and your next game is against Germany, the home team who are in very good form, you probably would not have gone through. So I think that plays a factor. I think when you play against Spain now, which is the toughest test you're going to have this entire competition, and not just that, the toughest test you could have had in this entire competition, given how good Spain were. I think conceding first against them is suicide. Because if England score first, even if Spain grow into the game and equalize, England can still recover from that because you would think that Spain eventually would slow down. But if Spain score first, I just feel the threat they have on the counter with the pace of Nico Williams and Yamal, the way they can hold the ball if they absolutely need to, if they want to just kill the game. I don't know, man. I just feel like England would seriously struggle. Germany struggled. I know people would say, yeah, but Wirtz equalized for Germany, even though almost scored first and Spain were leading 1-0 and we're going to go for a win. But then
Yeah.
I just trust Germany's attack a lot more than I would trust England's. And I think Germany has quality. They were able to bring quality off the bench. Yes, England has amazing quality off the bench, and we saw that yesterday. But I think
Not a
Germany's quality
sure
is a
thing.
bit better. Yeah, it's not a sure thing. I think Germany's quality is a lot better when it comes to attacking and creating chances and splitting teams open and defensively. That Verts coming equalizing back for Spain, for Germany, was not that big of a shocker. I would be surprised if Spain score first and England end up winning the game. I genuinely would. Maybe England could come back, draw, but then Spain would take the lead again. But if Spain score first and England go on to win the game, I genuinely would be quite shocked. I really would.
Really. The thing is, I guess to wrap it up then for this topic, I guess we might as well just go to the predictions then. So what is your prediction for tomorrow? For Sunday.
Tomorrow, Sunday. Yeah, I think this is going to be England's toughest test. This is the first actual decent good team that they're playing in this tournament that's in good form. Obviously people can reference Switzerland, but I think Switzerland are a good team, but they don't have those top quality players that scare a lot of teams, and neither do Netherlands have a good defense, but attacking wise and midfield wise that's just really bad. So yeah, I think England will find Spain a bit too much for them. I don't know if Carvajal is back because he
is back. No, it's 2 yellows to make a red, so it's only one game.
Yeah, but the thing is, when he got his first yellow, he was already gonna miss the game, and then after that, he got a red card as well. So that's why I'm thinking, like, does that lead to 2-game suspension, right? That's why he got the red card, because he's like, I'm gonna get suspended anyways next game, so might as well get it. Oh no, he's back.
He is back in it. It's only one game.
Yeah. Man, that was smart then, because the guy was already missing the next game against France. He knew he's missing the game, so he's like, you know what? Screw it. Let me foul Musiala, get a red card. I'm missing the next game anyways. It has no consequence, bro. That is experience. That's elite experience.
Yeah, that's experience. That's what happens when you play for Real Madrid for
exactly
for 10+ years, bro.
Exactly. You know how to win. I remember that game against Atletico Madrid when Morata was running through and Valverde and Ramos were chasing Morata. And Valverde's like, I heard Ramos say, just kill him. And Valverde slides from the back, fouls Morata, obviously gets a red card because he's the last man. Morata was about to score. It's 1-on-1. Although knowing Morata, he could have missed. And then Real Madrid went on to win the game. That red card didn't affect them because the thing was outside the box. Yeah, man, I just think Spain would be too good, man. I genuinely, I don't see a scenario where a team could be that good throughout the tournament and has played, in my opinion, against better teams than England in Germany and France, and then they would falter against England in the finals. I just don't see it happening. I think they will be quite strong for them. It'll obviously be very, very close. It'll be like a 1-goal difference, but Spain will edge it through.
So what are you thinking? What's scoreline?
I'd say I'd say 1-0. I think Spain can keep a clean sheet against England.
1-0, yeah?
Yeah.
Fairs. Big up, boss, blah blah. Big up to everybody in here, man. Big up to everybody, by the way.
Big up everyone.
In the piece, man. Make sure you're smashing the like button if you haven't already, people. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure to get that done for me, people. We are on the road to 2K subscribers, man. We're on the road to 2K subscribers, so make sure to get that done for us, people. Make sure to subscribe, like the video as well, man. We're really trying to reach the 2K mark. Hopefully, inshallah, before the end of the year. I'm trying to hit it, but at least be by the end of this year. I'm trying to hit it. So if we can get there, let's go, man. But big up to you. Big up to Meskin as well from Twitter. Big up Meskin, man. He says, big up Saad, Ashraf, Ash, stop waffling. Just kidding, broski. Salam from Morocco. Your people are legit, Saad. Yeah, nah, big up, man. Hope you're enjoying it, man. Hope you're enjoying it. Are you in Tangier? Tangier? Are you in Tangier? I gotta say it there.
Nah, don't say it that way. Say it Tangier, bro. Let them say it our correct.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, hold on a minute. What's Tangier? Are you in Tangier? Right now, Meskin. Let me know, man, if you are. But big up to you, my brother. My prediction for this game is. I think it's gonna be a showing. Oh, okay, cool, cool,
The
cool,
Blue
cool.
City.
Yeah, the Blue City, right? He's a G. Um, my prediction for this game is gonna be a stinky 1-1, and it's gonna go to penalties.
And who wins it then?
I think England win.
Hmm.
England win
Yeah, if
on
it goes to
penalties.
penalties, I definitely think England win. 100%.
I just think with the penalty takers that they have, England,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're definitely more in favor of winning than
Yeah.
Spain, especially with Pickford. He's actually all right, man, saving penalties as well. That's one thing that I've seen.
He is, and if you look at the players that Spain have, I mean, Rodri's not a good penalty taker. I think he's missed one or two. Um, I don't know how Yamal,
The Spain have
if he
the
even completes.
Spanish are rarely ever good at penalties, man. They're rarely ever good at penalties, man.
I don't know if that's true. They have gone past couple of games with penalties in the last. Well, okay, that was obviously the previous era, not this generation.
Yeah, and even in the
I
World
think
Cup,
this
bro.
in the World Cup. Who did they get knocked out against? Morocco, obviously. Yeah.
There we go. I'm
Uh,
waiting for this bozo
no,
to guess it.
but
Oh,
not
who
just
did they
not just
get rid
that.
of? Bro,
Not just that.
they stunk the place up, bro.
Not just that. Even the previous one, they got knocked out by Russia. I think penalties as well. Just remembered. So it's and they lost to Italy also in penalties in the Euros. So it's crazy.
I told you, bro. It's their record
Yeah.
is a bit meaty, bro, with penalties, man. So
To be fair,
it's
it is.
weird, man. It's weird. So, but listen, I think it's gonna go to penalties, man. I think it's gonna be like you said, a close game. I think it's gonna be 1-1. And I think it's gonna go to penalties. And I
Yeah.
think Arsenal. I think that England will win. I think England will win by penalties, man.
Hmm.
If I'm being completely honest. But um, anyway, moving on to the next topic, man. Moving on to the next topic. Um, Palhinha to Bayern. Let's discuss this, man. Let's discuss this because I think obviously this has been in the making for a while now. Obviously the deal fell through previously. I think last summer the deal fell through when they tried to get it done. And
Hmm.
listen, Bayern Munich have just come back. Do you know what I mean? Bayern Munich have just come back and just said, "Nah, we're not giving up on him. We want this guy. Give him to us." So they've gone out there. They've paid it. I believe it's a fee of around 50 million euros or 60 million euros, which is
Hmm.
not too bad to be honest. Of a fee, if we're being completely honest, a player like um Paulinho, what you're going to get from him for, I believe he's 29 now, is he not?
Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So listen, I think this is a brilliant move from Bayern Munich. I think Bayern Munich are really building a team over there. Already obtaining the signature for Michael Elise. Now they've added Paulinho to that, on top of all the players that they already have. Like, bro, they're building a real team out there, man. And we could see more incomings, man, because they're looking serious, man. They're looking like they're really trying to strengthen. What's your thoughts on Paulinho? Obviously, we know him from the Premier League, man. How good of a defensive midfielder is, and a midfielder
Yeah.
overall, bro. Because he's good at passing, he's good at defensively. He runs on the pitch, gives it everything to the very end.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So what's your thoughts on his move to Bayern?
Yeah, look, he's a very good midfielder. Fulham tweeted that one of the best we've had or something like that, and it's true because he is that good. Not just because he's played for Fulham. And it's for me, he's one of these players who I kind of feel quite sad about to see that they have bloomed late in their career. It's similar to Joao Cancelo because I think these kind of players are so talented and so good, but unfortunately they're approaching 30s or very close to or probably already hit that. So they're not going to have more than like the next 3-4 years max at the highest level, unless they can keep their bodies super fit until 36 37. But yeah, man, he's a very very good defensive midfielder. I would have loved having him at Arsenal, even if he's only going to give us like 3 years max. I think those would have been very very good 3 years. He's fantastic at winning the ball back, at tackling. He hustles, can run, puts in effort. Is a proper fighter and is a decent threat going forward as well. I still get annoyed every time I remember the goal he scored against us when they were down to 10 men from that corner. It wasn't even a header, it was a shot. Obviously, Zinchenko should have done a lot better then. But yeah, man, it's good. I think for Bayern Munich, especially, it's really good because I don't think they should be going after a lot of youngsters because they're not the kind of team that wants to do a rebuild and go through 3-4 years of building players and getting players and eventually starting to challenge and win again. They will definitely want to win the Bundesliga instantly back next season itself. I think if they don't win the Bundesliga next season, I can generally see them looking for another manager and sacking company because they'll want instant results. And from a Champions League perspective, I think they'll want to win something in the next couple of years, especially now that they have Harry Kane, and they're getting experience with Palhinha, as we've said. So yeah, I think it's a good move for them. Olise and Palhinha is a very good move, and you can see it has like a bit of company's touch to it. Because he's managed the Premier League, he's played in the Premier League, so he's trying to push for some of these Premier League players. Although to be fair, they chased Harry Kane last season, and that was pretty company. So, but that could have been Tuchel as well, who was in the Premier League. And I'm not sure why they haven't done that before, because I think Bayern Munich is a team that can attract very, very good players from teams from the mid-table teams like your Crystal Palaces and Wolves and Evertons and co. So I think they should have done that a bit earlier, especially if they saw that they're not getting the quality they need in Germany to win the Champions League. But I think he'll do well for them. I think he'll do really for them. I'm a huge, huge fan of him. I think players like him and Onana don't get that much credit that they deserve because everyone looks at them and they see the way they tackle and the way they sometimes get in rough to win the ball back, and they're like, yeah, these guys are the typical bozos who just put in a tackle and don't know how to actually keep the ball and move it well. I think he's underrated on the ball too as well.
Yeah, he is. I'd agree with that. I agree with that.
So yeah, it's a good move. It's a very, very good move for him, and more importantly, it's a very good move for Bayern Munich as well, who definitely need to rebuild ASAP.
And I liked what you said there about certain players that bloom late, man, because there's so many players out there that bloom late, and it's always later on, like when they hit their I think when they hit their prime, they probably only get 2 years in their prime, or at the top level of their prime, maybe around 28 to early 29, late 28 to early 29 is when they really start to, you know what I mean, get into gear. And it's a shame because eventually your body's going to start to your body's just going to start to give up on you. Do you know what I mean? To a certain extent. So it all matters on whether he can keep on going. And I think they'll get 3 to 4 years out of him. Even if he doesn't look like a player that doesn't understand the game. So he can maybe move. He can move into that Sergio Busquets kind of role if he wanted to. And I think he's capable of doing that. He just needs a bit of training at the top level. Like, I know disrespect to Fulham, but there's a difference between training with Fulham, who are like a mid-table club in the Premier League, and training at Bayern Munich, which is the top of the top. Do you know what I mean? You see things, the expectation is different, the pressure is different. So yeah, no, I completely agree with that, man. But he's gonna be an amazing signing for Bayern Munich, to be honest. Moving on to a bit of Arsenal. Tavares linked with a move to Lazio, and Albert Sambi Lokonga linked with a move to Sevilla. Lokonga is going to be traveling tomorrow to go over there, and Lazio are still talking, and apparently the talks are advancing well to agree personal terms. There's already an agreement for Tavares with Arsenal on a 9 million fee, loan with the obligation to buy, with a sell-on clause also included. And for the Albert Sambi Lokonga, it is a loan with an option to buy for 12 million euros. So listen, we're not getting much money for them. We're probably going to take a loss. But it is what it is, man. I think it's better to just get these guys off the books because they're not gonna get played here. They're not gonna get opportunities here. Sambi Lokonga is not gonna get opportunities here. With due respect, he's not the level of Arsenal. I think same thing with Nuno Tavares just isn't the level of Arsenal at the moment. I think the team's outgrown him and outgrown those two players, and it's definitely not going to be the situation where they're going to get any chance to play for me anyway. Looking at it, so yeah, I think this is the right decision, and I'm happy with them leaving. I don't even care if people want to say, "Oh, look at the amount of money we're getting for them. We're taking an L." I don't even remember how much we bought Sambi Lakonga for. I think it was like 15 million or something like that.
Was it?
Um,
Yeah, I think so.
so we're making like a 3 million loss. A big fucking Bertha, mate. I really don't give a shit. It doesn't bother me too much, man. But yeah, I'm happy with these moves. I'm happy with them finally getting rid of these players. Obviously, they need to get rid of other players as well that are still at the club. But listen, this is a good step. It's a step in the
Hmm.
right direction.
Yeah.
If I do say so myself. And yeah, listen, I'm happy with these moves. What's your thoughts on it? On the
I think we've
situation?
kept Tavares too long. To be honest, I think we could have got rid of him a bit earlier because he had after his first season itself, you kind of knew he's not going to make it. He seemed to be really good going forward. Has obviously good pace. Could take on his man, but defensively he was quite susceptible. Like to the point where people were asking for Cedric Suarez to play over him. Like that's how bad it was. And I know he went to Marseille and he had a very good season the next year. I think he was playing as a wing back though, not as a left back. So maybe that suits him a lot better. And look, he might end up being a very good left back or wing back in the future. But given what we're trying to do right now, given what we're trying to build, which is a team that challenges for the league every single season and obviously wins it here and there as well, whenever it's possible. I don't think he's the kind of player we should be keeping in the team. For me, the same with Lokonga. I at least with Tavares, I was a fan for a little while in the beginning, especially when I saw him in the beginning after we signed him in the first few games when he was running past people and taking on some players and doing well in that regard. So I thought, okay, this guy has a future. He'll improve his defensive attributes and he'll eventually be a very good left back, which obviously that it didn't turn out that way.
That was a clanger.
But yeah, but with Lokonga, I never saw anything. I never saw what people are seeing in him. Like we signed him for like what 17 million or something like that, bruh. Every time I looked at him and they were saying initially, that, oh, he's the next Thomas Partey, he's a Thomas Partey regen and all that crap. He's nowhere close. He's nowhere close. On the ball, yeah, I know he's a bit tidy. He moves well with the ball and passes it left and right, but he doesn't have anything special about him. Doesn't have
Bro, that
great
was
pace.
that was Vincent. That was Vincent Company prop. That's what got
Yeah,
him.
yeah, probably was from Anderlecht. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
he's gonna be the. He's the captain of Anderlecht.
Hmm.
How he was the captain, I'll never know. By the
No
way,
idea.
and he was like, oh, he's gonna be the future captain of the Belgian national team. This and that. My fucking ass, mate. Thanks a lot, company. Thanks for fucking nothing.
Bro,
You fucker.
horrendous. Honestly, he's so average on the ball. Like for me, like he does again. He does the simple things like move the ball right and left, which you need
Mm,
it sometimes. But he doesn't have any X factor attributes. Like is he a good
yeah.
dribbler? No, he's not. Because Thomas Partey is a good dribbler. When he's getting pressed, he knows how to turn people on. Is he a great passer? No, he's quite average. Like he's. I think El Neni. I've seen El Neni give better passes than I've seen Lokonga give. Not that I'm not saying Lokonga gives bad passes, but he's just too safe all the time. I don't see him giving in line breaking passes. He's not quick. He's not necessarily the strongest. He's not an attacking threat when he's going forward, and he shouldn't have to be if he's doing a very good job as a DM or center mid, which he doesn't do anyway. So I don't know. He's just such an average midfielder for me, and I've never understood why people were crazy about him in the past. So I think it's a good thing we're getting rid. Doesn't matter if it's a loss or not. It is what it is. Because we still have other players we need to sell, like Chris Delson and Nketiah and all these people. So the last thing
We're
we
gonna
want
make
is
the
to have,
money.
yeah, we're gonna make money anyways. And the last thing we want is to have a squad that ends up having more players than what we need. Because remember, we were making this joke about Cedric Suarez, and we were saying, oh,
Mm,
75K. Oh, he's never gonna play. He's never gonna even be on the bench. And he actually sat on the bench many games last season, many games because of injuries and all that stuff. He even ended up playing against against PSV Eindhoven. And I think he played a game in the League Cup as well, if I'm not wrong.
yeah.
So I don't even want to have that kind of. I don't want to risk it and have that kind of scenario where we could potentially have Nuno Tavares or Lokonga or Nketiah or Nelson or any of these guys coming off the bench or playing any sort of game, even if it's a League Cup game. And I don't rate the League Cup, and I know you and I have discussed this and disagreed on this before. I don't rate the League Cup, but I still want to see a better team play those games, because these are the kind of games where we can keep the second team fit and sharp. And people are talking about, oh, how could you sign this player when you have someone here? How could you sign Calafiori when you have Gabriel Saliba? But these are the kind of games we're going to need all these players to have a chance and rotate and play. And if
Mm.
someone performs in these kind of games, they end up getting a chance to play in the Premier League and the Champions League, right? So, and worst case scenario, I would rather we just play the academy kids and see which one of them is a major talent that could help us in the Premier League, Champions League, and the FA Cup.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree, man. I completely agree. Yeah, I just think it's a situation where um it's just plain and simple how you said it, man. Sambi Congo is a very mediocre player, just average, 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 average. And listen, those players are they have to be elite at one thing. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
They have to
mm,
be elite at one thing. If you want to be, if you, at least okay, maybe elite is the wrong word, but you have to be good at one thing. He's
yeah,
not good at anything.
exactly.
Like he's not. He's just meh. Everything,
Yeah.
passing, strength, physicality. Obviously, physicality and strength are the same thing. His passing, his shooting, his reading of the game, his
At least El Neni
athleticism.
had shooting. That's the funny thing. El
Yes,
Neni at least was decent in shooting. This guy doesn't even
yes,
have that.
exactly. Like it doesn't make sense to me how he stayed there for this long.
Yeah.
Um, and same thing with Tavares, like you said, he's just been here way too long, man, way too long, and I'm surprised he's stayed here that long as well.
Yeah.
Because I thought after Mikel Arteta came in, I thought he was done.
Mm.
I thought he was done. He was here before Mikel Arteta, wasn't he? He wasn't Unai Emery
Yeah, he was
signed him.
signed by Emery.
He was signed by Emery. Yeah, I thought I got that
Mm.
correctly. Or I was starting to doubt myself there. I started to doubt myself. Um, but yeah, I'm surprised he stayed here that long. But um, moving on to the last topic of the day that we're going to speak about is Manchester United. We're going to be speaking about
Mm.
Zirkzee is completed now. Apparently, that is a done deal. He's done his medical this evening. He's done his medical, um,
Mm.
and he is due to join the Red Devils. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Let me just get the actual tweet. Let me just get the actual tweet from Fabrizio
Mm.
Romano. Fabrizio Romano. Let's get the actual tweet. Here we go. So, yeah, Joshua Zirkzee to Manchester United. Here we go. Man United will not trigger the clause, but pay slightly above 40 million euros with better payment terms in 3 years. Zirkzee signs until June 2029 with an option of a further season. Obviously, first signing of the Ineos era. What's your thoughts on this? What's your thoughts on him before we go to the next one?
Yeah, before I say something about Xerxes, just a quick one, just a quick correction. My bad. I just checked it actually because I had a feeling he was one of Arteta's signings. Tavares actually was signed by Arteta. He joined us in 2021.
So I was right
Um,
to doubt myself. Yes,
yeah, yeah. So it wasn't
something
my
was
end.
telling
Yeah,
me I've said something wrong there.
it was that same summer when we signed Odegaard and
Oh yeah,
Ramsdale
yeah,
and all
yeah,
these
yeah,
guys
yeah,
and
yeah.
Ben White and co. Um, I mean, look, it's a good move for it's a good move for United. They do need someone who can play left wing. He can also play striker. I think Rashford has been super underwhelming, to be honest, especially after the season he had 2 years ago when they won the League Cup. He was one of the most informed attackers in the league. Probably he had a patch where he was one of the most informed attackers in Europe, not just in the Premier League, and he's not done much. And I generally think they should look at a scenario where they might have to phase him out slowly if he doesn't end up picking that form again, especially if he doesn't pick it up this season. So it's a good move. He can play on the left. He can play as a striker. Um, I think he's still quite young, so obviously he's got time to
Mm.
improve and develop. And the most important thing is, it seems like now United fans might not be happy with when I'm going to say this. It looks like it's a proper Ten Hag signing. Now, why United fans might not be happy is because there's a lot of Ten Hag signings that have flopped and not done well. But I do still think that while I think he needs to be gone, to be honest, but obviously only if there is a proper quality manager to replace him. However, like some arguments that some United fans were making, the Ten Hag inners, if you want to call them that, was that a lot of most of last season he didn't have his players. He had a lot of injuries, a lot of issues that he's had. And towards the end of the season, he actually was able to get his team, maybe not his team fit, but he was able to get a lot of his players that he wanted to play on the pitch. And obviously, we saw them win the FA Cup, and they were quite impressive in that final against Man City. And if they are giving Den Haag a new contract, if they're keeping him, you cannot keep him and get players that will not work for his style or will not work for what he's trying to do. That doesn't make any sense. So you either sack him, right, and get a manager that meets the board's philosophy and meets the owner's philosophy, right? Or if you're keeping him, you need to make sure that you're working with him to get players that work for his kind of style of football. And I feel like Zirkzee obviously would fit that bill. Another Dutch players, I guess. So you can clearly see.
We might as well, Asher, Allah, we might as well just speak about the other guy then.
De Ligt.
His main man. Wasn't he the
His
captain? Was that
man.
De Jong? Was De Jong the captain? Or was
No. It was De Ligt. He was captain at 16 at Ajax.
You don't need. There's no need for the extra pronunciations. You sound like T, bro. You sound like T with his little.
No, because
right,
I'll tell you why. Because even in Arabic we say kha, right? So every time I watch matches in Arabic commentary, they say De Ligt. So I just say it that way, and I'm pretty sure T in the comments can confirm that I'm saying it correctly. I hope so. If I'm butchering his name, then my bad. But yeah, look, again, another Dutch signing. Exactly. Like he's clearly going for that kind of profile. I do think it's a bit risky to go for a lot of players from one nationality. I'm not sure why. Like I just have something like against that for a club level. Unless obviously I'm not talking about like an English club getting a bunch of English players. I'm saying if you're an English club getting a lot of players from another country. I don't know, because obviously it helps with chemistry and stuff like that, but I also feel it could lead to a lot of friction if one player is not treated fairly. Obviously, if the manager leaves, then what happens? Then a new manager comes in and he sees a lot of bunch of Dutch players there. I remember when this happened to Real Madrid. Does anyone remember when they had Van der Vaart and Huntelaar and Snyder and Robin and all these guys at one point? And then as they started getting like Mourinho, he started getting rid of all these people. He started getting rid of all these Dutch players. Not because Dutch players were not good. It's just that they didn't work for him. And obviously there was just, I don't know. The previous manager was not even Dutch. So I don't even know why he went and got all these guys. But yeah, look, it's clearly his profile. I'm not a big fan of De Ligt, by the way. I think he's super, super overrated. He seemed like he was going to go far when he was at Ajax. And then that move to Juventus somehow killed his career. And even at Bayern Munich, he's not been able to. Yeah, exactly. Also, sort of Drenthe as well, who was again another flop. But yeah, they had. Yeah, I completely forgot about him, bro. The guy wanted to be like this Edgar Davids with his dreadlocks and everything. He was such a shit player. But I'm saying that I think when he went to Juventus, his career kind of died off. And obviously he went to Bayern. He couldn't like even solidify a starting spot there. Like they went and got Kim Min-jae because they obviously wanted someone to partner up with Upamecano, and they even freaking got Eric Dyer, who was starting a lot of games in the end. So I'm not a big fan. I think he's one of these defenders who tries. You know how they had, you know how we have Saliba and Gabriel, and Saliba is more of the calm, composed one, whereas Gabriel is a tackler, the aggressive one who tries to get into people's faces. I think De Ligt is like that version of Gabriel, but in an extremely bozo, stupid way, where he just wants to tackle. He just wants to put his body, even when he needs to be calm and composed sometimes. And maybe it's the age. Maybe like as he ages, he'll get a bit better and a bit more mature. I do think he's a bit of a rash defender. He's also quite slow. So if you have any decent pace, you're going to burn him. So I don't know. For me personally, I think it's a bad move. But I still stick with what I said in the beginning, that you have to get players that work for the manager too. The only thing I would have done is if I was United's board, I would have said, hey, we'll get you someone like De Ligt's profile, but not De Ligt himself, because he's just not good enough. So we'll get you someone else instead. And I'm pretty sure Ten Hag would not have gone like, oh well, no, if you don't get me the Ligt, I'm not gonna be happy and I'm gonna leave, because he's obviously dying to keep the job. So I don't know. I
Do
just
you
feel
not
it should have
think?
headed
Do
somewhere
you,
else.
do you not think they'll bringing in Delict actually? You know, do you not think he might play for Ten Hag? Given that Ten Hag was, that
I think he'll
famous
play for Ten Hag, but that's not the
famous
point. I think
team.
he's, but I don't think he's good enough to perform to the level that he should be performing, that or that he'll be expected to perform at. I think of course he's gonna give his best. I don't think the Ligt's issue was ever commitment or trying. Right? I don't think he's
Mm.
someone who's lazy and who never put in an effort. I just think he's not good enough. He's too rash sometimes for me. Again, as I said, he's too slow. I don't think he's necessarily the best on the ball. I think he looked really good on the ball when he was younger. I don't know if that's continued.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, for me, he's just not good enough. It doesn't matter what kind of effort he puts in. I think some of these guys who come in like Amrabat and all, I think they wanted to put effort for Ten Hag. I don't think they had anything against Ten Hag. They just weren't good enough, unfortunately. So yeah, I just feel it's a bad move. Zirkzee, on the other hand, I think is a very, very smart move, because I also like the fact that they didn't want to go after some big name. They didn't try to go after some massive name and try to get someone, even if they're past their legs. They could have tried to go after Cancelo, for example, for right back. It's a good thing they haven't done it. As much as I rate Cancelo, I don't think he should be going to a team like United, um, or going after some old winger who's just past his prime. So it's a good thing they haven't done
Yeah,
any of that. Because United of 5 years ago would have tried to bring Neymar back from Al Hilal,
yeah.
right? Because the big name signing and all that stuff. Now it seems like they're trying to move a bit smarter. I still think De Ligt is slightly of a weird move.
Listen, I'm thinking it's worth a chance. It's worth a chance for him to get back to that level that he was at for Ajax. And listen, I just I just think that he may be able to tap back into that. Do you know what I mean? So I think the best person to try and get that out of him is the man that brought it to him anyway, in
Mm,
Ten Hag. Although Ten Hag is a bozo and a terrible manager, let's see what he does, bro. Because he has the ability to get a performance out of the team. We've seen that by the fact that he's won them 2 trophies. So we really have to look at this logically and actually see, okay, can he like make this team into something if they actually say, right, we're gonna get you your players, we want you to play the Ajax style of football, yeah? None of this
mm,
bullshit
mm,
about I'm gonna leave the Ajax style and I want to play the Man United. Forget about that bullshit.
mm.
Ajax style football, we want you to play that. You tell us what kind of players you want, we'll give you a list and then you pick from that list. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like the way that they're going and the way it's looking like they're making the right moves. They're competitive in the market. They're not overspending for players. They're not shelling
Mm.
out on freaking wages. They're very organized in their transfer plans here. You could see how organized they are. And like I
Yeah.
said, the fact that even they're going for Lenny Euro, even though
Mm.
he's basically said that he or apparently he hasn't made his mind up. That's what they're saying. Apparently he hasn't made his mind up, but we all know once Real Madrid is in the conversation, the chances of you getting that player are very
Slim.
low. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
very low percentage that excuse me, you're gonna get that player. But listen, I think they've showed ambition by even just throwing a hat into the ring. I know that they're probably
Of
not going
course.
to get him, but at least they're showing that, listen, we want to go and actually get something done. You know what I mean? Where we want to get these players done, we want to bring them in. We want to bring younger players. Mashari's saying, Saad, by the way, Madrid also are already talking to other options about talking to other options regarding Euro. Okay, well, listen, the thing is, Madrid might do that, but Madrid might still come in, or I think his contract ends, so he might say, no, I'm gonna stay, and then I'll go to Madrid in this next summer
Mm.
for free. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't have to leave. He doesn't have to leave. He can stay to the end of his contract. So that might be the case. The only reason why he's being forced to do this is because I think he's at Lille, isn't it? Is that Lille? Is that his club that he's at?
Euro. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, it looks like he's at.
Lille.
Yeah. Lille. Yeah.
Lille, yeah. So Lille right now are just they just want the money, bro. They just want the money. Man United dropped that 50 million euros. They're like, bro, we want that, man. We need that. Please leave. Go to Man United. So
You know what's shocking me of this? Though, what's shocking me is that I don't understand why a lot of teams haven't gone after like Jorel Hato, though. I think he's much more talented than these guys. I think he's got a better future than, again, I say better future than De Ligt as if De Ligt is 21. I don't think that, I think De Ligt is what, 23, 24. It's not like he's a youngster anymore.
how old is De Ligt?
Man,
Let
I'm
me see.
curious now because he's not. He's definitely not. He was 16 like 20 years ago. He's 24. 24. So yeah, I mean, obviously,
Bro,
as a
he's
defender,
not old, bro. The Ligt
he's
is
not
not
old.
old, bro.
I agree.
That's
I
still
agree.
salvageable. The way you were talking,
But
like
bro,
he's not gonna reach that
genuinely,
level.
genuinely,
Now I think you're
bro.
bullshitting
Because the
because
no,
you
the
were talking like as
rashness,
if he was old, bro.
bro, the rashness he has in his game, in my opinion, does not go away. I think he'll get better with experience in certain things, but I don't think this thing goes away at least for the next 10 years. And he's already slow now at 24. Imagine how slow he's gonna be when he's 31, 32. And I'm genuinely I'm genuine when I say this. I'm being 100% sincere. I would 100% take an 18-year-old Hato over De Ligt because yeah, he might not be the world class center back you're looking for now, but in 3-4 years, if you develop him well, the way we helped develop Saliba, maybe we sent him on loan. I understand, but that still turned out to be very good for his career. He could actually be the kind of player for you. He's amazing on the ball. He's good defensively. He's decent. He's quick. I just don't understand. And he's an Ajax, so you would think you think Ten Hag would be able to pull some
All over
connections
that.
there. And by the way, the reason why I disagree that he could bring De Ligt back to his form, because how come he didn't do that to Anthony? Anthony's, in my opinion, he is the biggest flop I've ever seen in Premier League history. I've never
Yeah,
seen a player come with so much hype and that kind of money and be this abysmal in his actual true position. I think if they moved Anthony to left back, I genuinely feel he would be decent because defensively he would be okay, and what he offers going forward for a left back is acceptable.
Mhm.
But as a right
did they used to
winger,
call
he's one of the
him?
worst I've ever seen.
What were they calling him?
Fidget spinner.
That's it.
Fidget spinner. Yeah. He's a proper fidget, bro. He's a proper fidget spinner. That's what he does. How many times has he got the ball
That's scary.
at the byline with the fullback right in front of him, and he just dances, little dance, and then loses the ball. The ball goes out for a throw in, right? And he's complaining and he's looking at the pitch as if there's something wrong with the pitch. Nah, bro, there's just something wrong with your feet.
There's something wrong
and your
with you,
brains.
bro. It's
Yeah.
you, bro. It's not the pitch. Don't look
Exactly,
at the pitch,
exactly.
man.
So I'm
That
saying like I don't think he'll be able to revive. I don't know. Maybe like if he does it, then I guess he can do wonders. Then if he does it, then United should definitely stick with him.
because I just look at he was able to get certain players playing at a very high level. You know what I mean? Although you say that Anthony hasn't worked out, Arturo Martinez worked out.
No, but there's a difference. Martinez came as a good player and he stayed as a good. Plus, honestly, bro, like these South Americans just come
No,
with
but
so much
that's
fight
not
and
that's not.
desire.
No. Hold on a minute.
Fine, I'll
Hold
give
on
you
a
another
minute.
example.
Hold
I'll
on a
give you another
minute.
example. One second. I'll give you an amazing example, and you will not be able to dispute this. Who else did he have in the midfield with Ajax, with Frankie de Jong, who was balling out, and he was one of the top 20 players in the Ballon d'Or that year? Do you remember?
Yeah, but the thing is,
Who am I talking about?
Donny van der Beek.
Exactly,
But
and he's been
hold on,
shit.
because Donny van der Beek here. Listen, I feel like I don't know what happened in that. I don't know what happened with the transfer. I don't know what happened in Man United, because that guy just wasn't getting game time, bro. And I was like, bro,
Saad.
what is going on, man?
He wasn't getting game time because he was shit. He went to Everton on loan and he still couldn't get games. That's how bad he was. This is the same defending people are trying to do for Dele Alli when he went to Besiktas and stuff. And he's like, why isn't he going? Why isn't he playing? Why isn't he getting games? Because he's crap. That's
I
why.
forgot.
He's
I
crap
forgot that
now.
he went to Everton, bro, and didn't get
He's gone
games,
to
bro.
Everton on loan, and we're all like, "Oh, damn! Frank Lampard is gonna revive his career." And he was he was crap over there, bro. He couldn't get in a freaking game over there. That's how bad he is. If Ten Hag could revive his own players, he would have started him. He would have started
That's
him in a few
definitely
games.
one of the worst like falls from like a player. I just didn't
Fall from
expect
grace,
it,
yeah,
bro. Yeah, fall from
exactly.
grace. Like the fall from grace there for him. Like, bro, he was literally looked at as one of the next big things for Dutch football, bro.
Yeah,
Like
he
just
deserves it.
out of that team, bro.
100%.
Like, and he was very good. But
He
bro,
deserves it. That's what
his fall
happens
from
when
grace
you're
is
playing for
crazy
Ajax, and you're. That's what happens when you're playing for Ajax, and you have so much to
potential.
look forward to and so much potential, and instead of making a smart move the way De Jong did when he went to Barca, you freaking go to Man United, a club that clearly has been some weird bloodsucker or talent sucker for a lot of these talented footballers who have gone there over the last 10 years. How many players have gone to United over the last 10 years who are absolute ballers and were amazing with their previous team and just died there?
But he
Pogba,
saw the money, bro. He saw
Sancho,
the money, though, man.
Mkhitaryan, Alex. Yeah, but what money, bro? You could have got the money from other big clubs too. Maybe not as much as United, but at least you would have had the credit. If you would care about the money so much, go to Saudi or go to China at the time. I don't understand. Like, it's just stupid. You've absolutely ruined your career. He was a starter for Netherlands, a starter for Ajax, was very good going forward, was good on the ball. Now he's become an absolute garbage player. Like, it's just crazy. And that's what I'm telling you. I don't think it might necessarily. The only saving grace De Ligt has versus these guys is that De Ligt didn't go to some crap team. He went to Juventus, he went to Bayern, so maybe he got some experience there playing in these different leagues. But I think personally, the Premier League is a faster league than both leagues, and given his rashness, given his lack of pace and all, I just feel he's not going to be able to cope, in my opinion.
Or maybe listen, for me, maybe he needed something new. Maybe he just needs something new. Sometimes a player just needs a new like challenge, bro. Do you
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
Bayern was a new challenge. Why didn't he step up?
Because there was that whole issue. Listen, if we really want to speak about Bayern,
Hmm.
Ash,
What
I
issue?
beg you, stop acting like there was an issue with the manager. Let's not act like
You've,
Tuchel wasn't
what issue?
freaking.
Bro, he came in before Tuchel. What do you mean? He didn't come in after Tuchel. He was there before him.
Yeah, but the last season that just happened now, bro, Tuchel was
What about the
a
season
lot of
before that? What about the season before that? When before Tuchel was there with Nagelsmann, and who was there before Nagelsmann? Kovac, right? I think it was
yeah,
Niko Kovac.
it was. He
Yeah.
won the league as
Okay.
well, bro.
There you go. So
That
then
gets
he
me
didn't
funny, bro.
he
That
didn't
makes
he
me
didn't
laugh.
work out. Yeah, there you go. And he didn't work out at either one of them. Why didn't he work out at Juventus either? Everyone was like, "Oh my God, he's gone to Juventus. He's going to learn from Chiellini and Bonucci, two of the best around, and all that crap." And he didn't learn shit. He got worse, right? The one thing people were praising him for when he was 16 was his leadership, and he hasn't, because that's actually harder to get. To be that mature and that much of a leader at 16 is something super rare, especially when you have that kind of talent. You're like, oh, you know what, this guy's gonna go far. He's gone downhill since then. So he's had change. He's worked under different managers and nothing has worked. Now he's gonna go to a team like United, who, yes, they look like they're turning things around with the appointment of Barada and Ineos and Dan Ashworth and all that stuff. Fair enough, but we still don't know how what the results are gonna be.
I was gonna
Maybe it'll
use
be
a
as
mad.
shit as the previous one.
I was gonna use a mad example, and I
Uh
thought,
huh.
hold on, that's a bit crazy. I was
What?
gonna
Which one?
say, but look at Kai Havertz, bro. He came back to Arsenal. Look what happened to
Stop.
him, bro.
Stop.
I was like, you know what? Even
Stop.
Havertz now, from what we've seen in this
In the
this
Euros.
Euros, bro,
Exactly.
well, he's still got it there, bro. Arteta is just very good at fucking just putting it down, bro. Whatever that bozo shit is, he's very good at hiding it, bro. Arteta just finds a way to hide his bozo moments, and he just uses him for the goals. And
Yeah.
even some they pop out, i.e., the Aston Villa game, of course. But yeah, that's crazy. But like, listen, I can understand what you're saying. Obviously, why hasn't he gotten to that top level? But listen, I don't know. I just I need to see how this stuff works out. Do you know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
going to judge him until he joins and I see what he's playing like. I feel like you're already judging him before he even puts on the shirt. Do you know what I mean? He goes out to the pitch.
Yeah,
So
that's how it works. If we sign Lingard right now, I'm not gonna be like, no, let me wait till Lingard puts on the jersey and performs and plays the game, and then I'll judge him. No, before he puts on the jersey, I'm gonna say this is a horrendous transfer. So because
no,
you're
but
seeing
Delete
now,
is not horrendous.
he is horrendous.
You're
He's horrendous.
talking
He
you're
wouldn't.
talking like he's dog shit.
He is dog shit. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. He's absolute
I
crap,
disagree, man.
bro. Do you remember the game? The game
He's just a
when
bit
he first
slow.
played. Yeah, but that causes him to get red cards and stuff. I still remember the Euros he played with Netherlands. Was it
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Euros or
that
the
was
World Cup?
actually no, it was a
When he
World Cup.
came in and
It was the World Cup.
yeah, the World Cup, and he got a red card and got sent off. Like, bro, I'm sorry, like it's not, and that comes from his rashness, which I don't
That
think
was
has gone.
who was that against? That was against England, wasn't it? Who was that against?
They didn't play England in the World Cup.
Or Spain? Was it against Spain?
Could be. I'm checking it right now. I can't remember. Was it the yeah, the Ligt
It
red
was it
card?
was Qatar. It's Qatar.
No, bro. It was not. I don't think it was the. I genuinely think it was the Euros. Yeah, there you go. Czech Republic, because he handled the ball. It was the Euro, the last Euro. He handled the ball with his hand and he got sent off.
Was it?
Yeah, and I think they lost that game, which is why they were out of the. I think that's that was the round of 16 and they got knocked out by Czech Republic because of that.
Okay. Fair enough. I thought it was Qatar. I thought he when they
No,
got
no, no.
knocked out. When did they get knocked out in Qatar?
Maybe he got a red card against. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a red card against Qatar too. Now that you're telling me, I'm gonna check it. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't
The
remember
Qatar
that.
World Cup. I'm sure he's the reason that they got knocked out. Netherlands because he got a red card and got sent off stupidly for
No,
making a
I just
stupid
checked.
tackle from behind.
He did no, he didn't have any red card in the World Cup. He had 0 red cards. He played 2 matches. He had 1 yellow card.
I don't know what I'm watching then.
I don't
Actually,
know.
no. I think that was Frankie De Jong.
Maybe it was De Jong. Could be.
Anyway, listen, that's it for today, man. A brilliant show. I don't know what just happened to my yeah, I don't know what happened to my thing, man. What the hell happened there, bro? What the hell?
I have no idea. Did you change your? Your DP's off?
No idea what happened
Yeah.
there, bro. Can
There
you
you're
hear
back.
me? Is it still all
I
good?
can hear you.
Yeah?
I can hear you fine. Yeah, I could hear you the whole time.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. Yeah, listen. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you for obviously coming through. We've spoken about everything that we needed to speak about today. Guys, make sure to slash the like button, make sure to subscribe in the channel. Make sure to get that done for me, please. We are on the road to 2K, as I said. Go subscribe to Ash's channel as well, Shoot the Ball. Make sure to get that done ASAP. We are gonna be who should we pass this to? Who should we pass this to? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Who's on right now? Who's on? Tell me just a second, my brother. You absolute fraud, Ash. You absolute fraud.
Why? Why am I a fraud?
I'm joking, bro. This man said, "Why?
No.
Why am I a fraud?"
I am fraudulent sometimes, but I need to know what did I do now.
You're a fraud because of your Saka takes.
Nah, those takes are perfect.
Guys, listen, we're gonna pass you over to the Mancunian way. They're live right now for the Thursday night chat. Go over there, say hello to Martin. Make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, guys. We are out. I'm out of here. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, people. Love for the love. Peace.